Hello, 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 and welcome back to the channel. So today is a big day. So my friend Controversy has just released his debut album, Ricardo Bravo. And he has explained that this is an album that is very personal to him because it goes into realms of like anxiety and like stuff around that. So I'm pretty excited for it. I'm gonna go take a couple listens to it, and I'm gonna jot down some notes. And yeah, I'm gonna be back in like an hour, and I will share my thoughts. Let's do it. All right, so I have done that. I've listened to it like two or three times, and I jotted down some notes about each song. So now we're just gonna go through track by track, and I'm gonna give my opinions in each one, and then I'm gonna give my overall thoughts and a rating out of 10. So let's just jump into it. So the first song is the title song, which is called Ricardo Bravo, and it starts the album off nicely with a chill lo-fi beat that I quite like. And throughout the song, he talks about, or I guess for the first half, he talks about introverted patterns he's acquired over the years and how it affects him mentally, emotionally, and socially. And he delivers them in a quite clever way, which I do appreciate. And the second half of the song is more about how he's changed as he's entered high school and about his mental state through it. And also delivered pretty well, and so I like that. Um, Also, his flow is good throughout the song. One of the main issues I had with him, I say that I have three issues with him in his rapping. Not him, but his rapping is that his flow is going in and out of being bad. But for the most part of this album, his flow is really, really good. So yeah, the flow is pretty good, and I like it. Um, the only problem I have is that, once again, his two other problems is the lyrics and pronunciation could be a bit better. But I guess he was just more focused on the emotion of the song, which I can appreciate and understand. So overall, I gave this song a 6 out of 10 for that reason. But it was still a decent track, which, yeah. And then the next song on the track list we have is called Antisocial. And the intro of this is how is like it's like a skit kind of. It's not really him rapping, it's more talking, but he's like how he interacts with how he interacts with strangers and how he tries to get out of social situations. And the first half of the song is once again about his introverted and antisocial tendencies. And one problem I have with this is this song has a really punchy banger piano trap beat, which I'm having a hard time finding how that kind of beat fits with this kind of song, because the song is about a very serious topic, but the beat is something you'd hear like, I don't know, maybe on a DaBaby album, but maybe not DaBaby, but you get my point. So that's kind of one of the main issues I have. And so the second half of the song, it's a story about him wanting to get away from a family reunion with his godfather, but him not being able to do that for a while, and the mental and emotional state that he was in throughout that. And he describes it pretty well. He even switches up the flow, which is something that's rare from him. He switches it up quite nicely. And once again, the lyrics and pronunciation could be better, but he's more focusing on the emotion of the song. So I give this a 5 out of 10 because the beat and the lyrics and pronunciation were always on my mind throughout the song because I had kind of an issue with them. The next song on the track list is called No Confidence, and I really, really, really liked the intro. It was very good, and the instrumental is fantastic. It's perfect for this kind of song. He has a great flow, good bars, and deep storytelling. He talks about joining a soccer team but being rejected because he was the worst player on the team, and he raps really well on beat. He's definitely improved on that. And he, at the end of the song, he directly speaks to the listener in a clever way, and he gives two sides of a story, in the story, and it's really satisfying to listen to. I really like this song, so I gave it an 8 out of 10. And then the next song on the track list is called It's On Me, which is a remix of his previous song, It's On Us. So this features a chill, sad piano beat. He uses a lot of beats with piano melodies in them. And it's not a complaint, it's just an observation. I like this beat as well. And the song is a story about rejection, social anxiety, and being stuck in the friend zone. And the story is about he liked this girl in school but was too afraid to tell her about it, and then someone else told her that he liked her, and then he was stuck in the friend zone because the implication is that she didn't like him back, but she liked him as a friend. And one thing I really noted well about this song is that I could hear the emotion in his voice when he raps, which is something that you don't see from a lot of artists, and I like it. The flow is again good. Sorry, I'm just like English today. I can't speak it. The flow is good once again throughout the song. The biggest issue, though, once again, is lyrics and pronunciation. Obviously, could be better, but the emotion and the storytelling of the song is really good. But yeah, so I give this a 7 out of 10. And then the next song on the track list is called What It's Like, and this features another chill lo-fi beat I quite like again. He uses, piano lo-fi beats throughout this album, which I appreciate. And the first half of the song is about the pros of being single. He goes and he's like, you don't have to worry about spending a lot of time, and you can do whatever you want, and you don't have to worry about pleasing your significant other. And the second half, which I was really surprised to see, he switched it around and told two sides of the story, and the second half is about the cons, like not having someone to talk to that you can trust and appreciate, and stuff like that. And then towards the end of the song, he addresses the listener again for the second time during this album in a cool way. And so I give the song a 7 out of 10 because I thought it was pretty decent. And then the next song is called The House of Pain. The first half of the song is about him figuring out that he has epilepsy because when he was 5 years old, he had a severe seizure and he nearly died, which is very powerful to hear, and it really struck a chord with me. And the second half of the song is about being grateful for what you have because it can all be taken away in an instant. However, the main problem I have with this track is that he's rapping about epilepsy, which is a very, very serious topic, over a beat you'd probably hear like in a banger song, because this beat is like a catchy, energetic one. It's like kind of hyping you up, but then the song is not supposed to be hyping you up because it's about a very serious topic, and I really don't understand how the beat is supposed to fit with the song. And so while there is a lot of emotion in the song, and I can understand that, it's nearly impossible to separate the beat from the emotion, which makes the song overall very unsatisfying. Because if you look at just the lyrics and the flow, it's good, but then if you take into account the beat with that, it kind of takes away a lot of value from the song. So I gave it a 3 out of 10 for that reason. And then the next song we have is called Easily Distracted. And this features a like staccato piano beat, which features kind of like an eerie vibe, but it's good though. I like the beat. And then he talks about being easily distracted and disconnected from reality, and the more he talked about it, the more he sounds like he has symptoms of ADHD. That could just be my opinion though. Like, I'm not a medical professional, but I do have friends that have ADHD, and that sounds like some of the symptoms they have. And then at the end of the song, there's a skit of him asking somebody out, like introducing himself to them, making some small talk, and then asking them out, which I'm not sure what value that adds, because neither the song before or the song after seems to have any contributing value in addition to that skit. So that took away a few points there. Personally for me, because it didn't really, I don't know, maybe it would have been, it fits somewhere better in the album, like in a song about a relationship or something, but in this it just seemed like out of place and unnecessary, so I didn't really know. And then my overall thoughts on the song was that it was just an average song, like there's nothing too special about it. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just like right there in the middle, so I gave it a 5 out of 10. And then the next song is called Everybody Was Ignorant, and this one is talking about everybody / society being insensitive with what they say and not considering the negative implications and consequences that can have on not only themselves but the person that they're inflicting verbal abuse upon. And he also talks about being called names and being backstabbed by his own friends, which I can definitely relate to. It has a lot of deep meaning, and it's a great beat. Once again, two things that mesh together very well. And once again, lyrics pronunciation could be a lot better, but the emotion of the song kind of, sort of, overtakes and outweighs that. So I gave it a 7 out of 10. And then the next song on the track list is called Life Was Easy, and this features a really, really good instrumental, and it fits with the tone of the song extremely well. And to be honest, it's one of the best in terms of that I think I heard on the whole album, in terms of the beat and how it fits with the song matter. And this is a song about the good old days when there were no worries and he was just a kid with no stress. And honestly, I can relate to that a lot. Like, it really struck a chord with me. And the second half of the song is about him wondering about his future and what he's going to do with his occupational life and whether he's going to continue rapping or following his passion. And then he states that he does want to continue his passion of rapping, but he does have an interest in like computing. So yeah, I give that song a 7 out of 10. The next song is called Parents Don't Understand. This features a hard trap piano beat, pretty similar to what we've been seeing across the rest of the album. And this song, pretty self-explanatory, talks about parents not being open to their children's interests and being closed-minded. He speaks to the listener again and tells them to follow their passions. And once again, this was just an average song. Like, I didn't feel like I didn't leave the song feeling like I had gained or lost anything. It just felt like it was just one of those songs that isn't too memorable, but isn't also bad at any capacity. It's just there. So I gave it a 5 out of 10. And then the next song we have is called Nothing Is Free. And once again, another chill, lo-fi, boom bap beat, which I really like. And he talks about how his dad gave him advice when he was little about how nothing is free, but then he was conflicted because all of his friends were very spoiled and got everything they wanted, so he didn't really know how to juggle those two emotions. And he teaches the listener about the value of work and not having everything handed to you, which is a very important lesson, especially throughout life. This wasn't like a great song, but it was alright. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good. It was just slightly over the average margin. And I really liked the way he clearly and cleverly presented the advice. And once again, lyrics pronunciation are an issue. So I gave this a 6 out of 10. So yeah, I really didn't like this part of the record too much, and I'm going to explain why. So the next song is called I'm a Thief, and it features a hard, scary boom bap beat, and it talks about the more negative side of him and the bad things that he's done in his life. And there's a story about him being 9 years old, and he stole a toy, I think Lightning McQueen car, and he hid it under his pillow, and then he got caught by his sister, and he was punished, and it leaves the listener with a question of, do you trust him or do you still think he's a criminal? Definitely leaves the listener with some insight, and I like that. So that was my favorite song out of these three, definitely, by far, so I gave it a 6 out of 10. And then we have the song Lyrical Miracle Part 2, which is a bonus track. And this kind of features like an alternative beat. It's not like anything I've seen on the rest of the album. It's very unusual. Not like a bad way, but it's just like surprising. And then on the song, he's talking about how good he is at rapping and warning rappers not to diss him. And personally, this seemed like a pointless track to me because it doesn't fit in with literally anything else he's talking about on the album. And it just seems like filler and just like extra runtime. And it didn't really add any value or substance to me as a listener. So I gave it a 2 out of 10. And then the final song on the album is called The Journey Continues. And in the first part of the song, he talks about how he's going to keep doing what he's doing, which I can appreciate. But the problem I have with this is that I hate the instrumental and the beat with like a passion. I just don't think it's very good at all. And then towards the second half of the song, he resorts to talking about, once again, the lyrical miracle kind of thing, where he talks about how good he is at rappers and warning rappers not to diss him. And then it's kind of that same theme for the rest of the song. So I gave it a 4 out of 10. And so now I'm going to share my overall thoughts on Ricardo Bravo, the debut album by Controversy. Overall, I thought that this was a decent album that had some really good songs in it, some really bad songs on it, and mostly average songs. I definitely think Controversy needs to keep improving all elements of his rapping because I definitely see some potential in him. He really went into his personal realm on this album, which I can always appreciate, and I also appreciate him stepping out of his comfort zone. So, I listened to all of the songs, gave them a rating, and so I calculated the average a couple minutes ago, and that's the rating I'm going to give this album. So, the average from all of these, like when you add up all the scores from all the songs and then divide them by 14, which is how many songs are on this album, you get 5.57, but I'm going to round that up to a 6. So yeah, I'm feeling like a 6 out of 10 on Ricardo Bravo. So those are my thoughts on this album. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.